Alright, I haven't been around for a while. I have collected a number of garbage match videos to push out to you, my loyal garbage-eating followers. Alright, first one here is a drills stage at a carbine match, and although I was moving and grooving pretty fast here with the MP5, having to manually lock the bolt back was genuinely slowing me down compared to people who just had like a bolt hold open on an AR. So, that's fun. More commentary on this later, but I chose to run this match in PCC with using the MP5 without the drum mag. We'll see the drum mag make an appearance again later, but in case you're wondering what's going on a lot of these stages, most of them had prescribed mandatory shooting positions, so you had to do certain things, get up to certain spots. You get the idea. One nice thing I'll say about this match is that it attracted a large number of people, at least initially, more on that in a second. And it was hit factor scoring, 2 hits anywhere was good enough in this match. So you were able to go real fast here, and you were against a lot of people, and so it was good competition there. So one of the really big downsides of this match, I've only been to it twice and it's had this problem both times, is that they don't really balance their stages super well with respect to how long it's going to take you to finish this stage versus the next stage. And this next stage here, so 79 people started this match. I don't even know how many of them dropped out. Like at least a third of the shooters just left. The entire squad behind us, 100% of them just went home. Rather than finish their last stage, what was their last stage, our second to last stage. We pull up to this stage with 2 squads ahead of us. And what that led to, in addition to just kind of from frustrations and general bad attitude, part of that's me, I admit, but for example, like when we went on to our next stage after this one, there was no walkthrough. You know, the staff is there, we're trying to finish up here, move it along, we need to wrap this thing up, we need to actually start packing this thing up, and everyone wants to go home. And having those kind of pressures on there probably doesn't lead in. And then in the next stage, I actually walked by a target and got a bunch of penalties, and that penalty would have... I did really well at this match, all things considered, but that penalty would have probably bumped me up to like 2nd or 3rd or something like that. Anyway, say all that to say that match environment is really hard to quantify. It's hard to know what's going to happen in advance, and it can be really frustrating, and the mental part of this game is so important. So, oh well. Continuing a theme of odd matches, this next one's a North Florida Defensive Carbine Club 2-gun match. I've run this one a few times before, but it was like a particularly cold morning, and like all of Florida decided fuck that, and they just didn't show up. So there was 9 of us that showed up in a field somewhere. We ran a bit of an abbreviated match, and I had some learning experiences that I'll cover when we get to them. First stage went pretty well for me. It was fine. On this stage and in the range stage of the next match, I'm having a little bit more trouble hitting the long range than I should, especially when it starts getting out to smaller targets or at greater distance. It's one of 2 things happening here that's really contributing to some of that. The 55 grain rounds I'm using here don't really like... It's not really accurate. They don't really like my... one, I think, 7 twist barrel on this gun, producing pretty large groups. I know I complain about group sizes here a lot, and a lot of that's on me. It's me choosing to buy like cheap 55 grain ammo. Ironically, without exaggeration, I was having much easier times and having tighter groups when I was shooting Wolf 55 grain out of this gun than when I was actual 193 spec. I think just because the lower power Wolf ammo was doing a better job of traveling slower through the, I don't know, my theory, traveling slower through the barrel and actually, frankly, being stabilized better than M193, which is burrowing out of there super fast, but being 1 in 7 twist. Not doing great on the groupings. Buy the right ammo for your gun, kids.
I'll take 400. Yep.
Where's he going?
He's over 400 again.
Bing, 1. Just high.
Oh, alright.
So you see in this stage I chose to trust the MP5 drum again, and it malfunctions real bad. I tested it off the clock, and it was doing great. I decided to trust it on the clock. It malfunctions. I'll get to why in a second. I finally figured out why. The only other thing I'll mention on this stage is I don't know how I got 38 seconds of penalties. That might be like a score pad error thing, because although you'll see me mentally frazzled and kind of forget a target and run back and do things dumb and terribly, I don't know how I got 38 seconds of penalties. That would have been like a ton of misses or something. So, whatever. So after a lot of testing, I finally figured out what the heck was going on with the MP5 drum. So the Magpul MP5 drum puts a loading lever that's forward and along the top of it. And if that loading lever gets pushed to the up position, it locks the ratchet internally in the magazine, and you can no longer feed rounds out of the gun. And what was happening is, as I go from low ready to high ready, like before the beeper goes off, or as I bring myself up to the first target, or if I'm maneuvering around barricades or running with the gun or whatever, something I wasn't doing in the static square range when I was just, messing around with the gun, that's when my palm would scrape up the loading lever, and then the magazine would cease to function. So I don't know what the solution there is. I'll probably just ghetto duct tape the thing down or something before I every stage that I choose to use it on in the future. But it actually feels good to finally diagnose what the heck was going wrong with that stupid thing. So, hooray. I walked right by that target in the center, dead center of the stage on this one. I knew it was there, just I forgot to shoot it. Oh well. At this point, the match wasn't going to be won by me anyway, so. So I chose to start this with an empty handgun and go prone. There's 10 required hits at about 100 yards from 3 different shooting positions with rifle. And you limited round count here, 42 rounds total allowed. Going prone, I think, was the best move there. Everyone else on my squad chose to shoot it braced or crouched, and it was more difficult to get. It's more hits than you think you need. So otherwise, the rest of the stage went really well. Go me.
1, 2. Shooting good prone. Cool. I like this to be on the other side. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. Nice shooting. 2. Yep. 1, 2. What's he gonna do with it? Very nice. One, two. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Nice.
All right, so this one, this is where the match was lost for me. longer range. I have footage of me doing better than this, so I know this is not something that I'm just like, it's not just me. A lot of these shots felt really good, and then were just misses. Like, I did everything I had to do. Great sight picture, pulled the trigger, misses. Just like what I was saying earlier on the other long range stage, I think what I'm seeing here is poor interaction between my ammo choice and my gun. So, kind of disheartening when this happens, because you know after 90 seconds of penalties on a total time match like this, there's no coming back from that. So, I actually ended up getting second here, and actually victory was technically within my grasp, but I didn't know it. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, big long. Oh yeah, this super match. I didn't even talk about this. Big long match for long stages, 3 long stages as opposed to shorter stages for a smaller number of participants. So pretty great. Fun times. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you were limited in your rifle rounds to a 42 on this stage also. And in the next stage, I want to say you were limited to like 3 mags of 15, and pistol mags had to be loaded to 15 there also. So one theme for all 3 of the stages in this match was limited round counts, and that also contributes to like the total number of misses I got. I didn't have the ability to make it up with volume of fire. Not that that's, you know, plan A, but it's certainly plan 1. So you'll see me step to the left here in a second on this shoot house and shoot a target. Turns out I got no hits on that target. I think I hit the barrels, and those penalties I think were 10 seconds. And between that and like 1 paper less than A zone hit, I didn't know it at the time, but I could have won the match even after my dismal stage before this. But mentally, I just kind of, I didn't think I was still in the running. So I guess that goes to show you never give up on these things. You never know how everyone else is doing until everything is tabulated. So, hey, got second, but I could have gotten first if I was a little bit more careful. Go me. All right. See ya.